Assalamu alaikum Jamian wa rahmatullah wa barakat. My name is Sajid Raza. As he introduced, we have been talking about sustainability since morning. Sustainability is the future. This is the fact. I would like to connect it with the safety audits because here are the authorities, and I would like to jump into the cabinet resolution, which is going to give us some good ideas about it. Before that, my passionate verse from the Quran about the life safety. Whenever life safety comes, it really inspires me, which is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَمَنْ أَحْيَاهَا فَكَأَنَّمَا أَحْيَاهَا النَّاسَ جَمِيعًا. For those who cannot understand the Arabic, it's in English that someone who saved one life as if it saved the entire mankind. With this note, I would like to move on importance of fire safety audits. Fire safety audit has been just recently mandated by Abu Dhabi Civil Defense. It has been mandated, but it was in theory. Now it has been implemented. And the interesting part, leveraging fire safety audits for sustainability is what I have tried to connect. And before I jump onto the agenda, thank you very much, SIPCA. Thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim Lari, for organizing such a wonderful event and bringing the industry experts together where we can share our thoughts, our expertise together. The agenda is quite interesting. Fire safety and sustainability. Someone really might think about, can fire safety be sustainable? I was in one of the events, even the second speaker was talking about HVAC. I was prompted to ask a question, can air conditioning be sustainable? The fact is, it might be challenging. Everything is going to be sustainable because sustainability is the future. Now, moving on, impact of fires on sustainability, fire safety in the sustainable world. This is where our authority, Civil Defense, Ministry of Interior comes in play. You can see this DIIM philosophy, which is design, install, inspect, maintain, manage, and I will add one thing, functionality of installed systems. Today we are worried about in Abu Dhabi that the buildings which have been constructed 30 years back, 35 years, 40 years back, the systems probably were not as per the regulation because the UAE Fire and Life Safety Code came in 2011. And I'm privileged to mention that I'm part of the UAE Fire Code Council and the first chapter of, which is a foundation, first chapter of UAE Fire Code. I'm very, very delighted and honored that I have contributed greatly to this chapter. Aligning the fire safety audits to sustainability, there the connectivity, all of you will enjoy, and I would really like to have this two-way conversation, not the single way that is one-way traffic. Failure of systems, resultant damages, and waste, loss of property and life. That leads me to talk about importance of safety audits, enhancing sustainability, and then it will be question answers and the closing. Sustainability, since morning, a couple of good definitions came up. I will not go into the details, but I will really put the simple ones for the basic person, even a student who can understand. Doing the right things is sustainability to me. Doing the right things. This is something so simple. Waste reduction, we talk about it. Cost reduction, competitiveness, regulatory compliance. This is where Ministry of Interior and Civil Defense will come in picture. Efficiency, reuse and regeneration. Krishna was talking about circular economy. This is a vast subject and it applies in every walk of life. 3 E's, environment, economy, equity, social equity, which is balance. I'll not go into the definition which Krishna already mentioned. In summary, making better use of available resources is sustainability. If we are up with the basics of sustainability, believe you me, you will apply it even at your home using the tissue paper. Trust me, don't take 10 pieces of tissue papers for wiping your hand. Take 1 or 2. This is where the sustainability prompts, and when we say the sustainability is the future, and it means a lot. Sustainability is the future. It's green, it's sustainable, it helps reduce carbon footprint. We talked about a couple of times, and CO2 generation, a topic of discussion for decades. Green technologies and materials. Now, I would like to really cite one quick thing, that for decades, sustainability has been a topic of discussion for innovators and designers to conserve resources in the built environment. As mentioned a couple of times, and this is the fact, we have limited resources. Linear economy, Infinite resources are not available. We have finite resources. Circular economy, we have to come around that reuse. As green technologies and materials are becoming more affordable and valuable, the market demand for sustainable infrastructure and alternative energy has increased. Abu Dhabi is on next step, next level, the future. But do you know how it behaves when subjected to fire? That's where our fire experts sitting here, industry experts sitting here, have to come together and talk about it. Impact of fires on sustainability. Simple. I have really put very, very simple wording for understanding, so we take something from here and food for thought. Environment gets impacted. Climate gets impacted. COP28 is happening. Some great things will come up. Waste, economy, reputation, circularity. All these are the impacts of fires. And how? Next. We talk about fire safety in sustainable world. This is the DIM philosophy, which is part of UAE Fire and Life Safety Code, and I'm privileged to bring it wherever we have been talking about fire safety, life safety, property protection, continuity of operation. We talk about this design, install, inspect, maintain, manage philosophy. It's one way or the other way in our documents, in the codes, but when we bring it together as a simple methodology, it works. Systems are designed as required. This has been the effort of the civil defense. All through, please design the systems appropriately. Do not over-design, do not under-design. Systems are in place, they are installed correctly. Systems work as intended. Simple, basic things. And we ensure the functionality by regular audits. This is where you will see that this is orange highlight. Audits, because we are going to talk about audits and connect it with the sustainability, with the theme of the conference, maintenance. Let me just take you through this. This is a wonderful chart that design. We talk about the specification, codes, and standards. Install, training, and certification. You will not allow anyone to install the fire protection systems in your facility unless the contractor or the entity is civil defense approved. As straight, as simple as that. Inspection. Saudi Building Code, International Building Code, NFPA, UAE Fire Code has a specific chapter on inspection. And we talked about facade and the fire stopping. Today, probably I will leave a message here that we start talking about the safety audits to be amended within the code itself. We'll move on to the next one, something interesting. Why audits? Regulatory framework. All of us, most of us will be aware of it. But those who are not aware, this is amended by law, Ministerial Decree number 213 of 2017. This was amended. The 24 of 2012 was amended. This is regarding the organization of civil defense services in the country, issued by Ministerial Decree 505 of 2012. Interesting. Those who know about it, very good. Those who do not know about it, download it from the MOI website. You will enjoy. Fire safety. Systems are functional at all times. This is Article 48. I might have missed the articles because it got revamped in 2017 from 2012. So if I missed the articles, numbering is not correct, so please excuse me for that. The Article 3 says it prohibits licensing or renewal without fire safety certificate for the facility. Today, we are overwhelmed. All building owners, they want their safety audit for the building done yesterday, just to obtain the certificate from civil defense. Now, if we take a proactive measure, things can be sorted out, and it will be a relatively better for all our buildings. No insurance without the certificate. That is Article 4 and 15 of 24. Surprisingly, the insurance companies are prohibited to insure a building or a facility without the mandatory certificate issued by General Directorate of Civil Defense. If I ask this question, how many insurance companies are really asking the building owners for this certificate? Answer would be probably very few. No, there's regular maintenance by building owners. This is Article 6 of 2024. I will go a little step forward. The mandate says that if the fire systems fail in a facility, the authority has the right to impose a fine up to 50,000 dirhams on the building owner. covering the cost of firefighting, which, as an example, Sharjah implemented 2-3, probably it was, if I'm not wrong, somewhere in February or March, one building owner, this a warehouse, he was imposed with the fine, then they got prompt. But I'm happy that Abu Dhabi already mandated in the month of January, and all of us are moving towards the building safety audits. This is the decree, number 213 of 2017. Ministerial Decree number 23 to amend the regulation of Cabinet Decree number 24 and the Civil Defense Services in the country, issued by Ministerial Decision number 505 in 2012. These are three very interesting documents. We all can work together and come to a situation when we ensure our buildings are safe. Why audits? Technical framework. The previous one was the legal framework or the regulatory framework. A stitch in time saves 9. Very, very famous saying, a stitch in time saves 9. So, ensure safety of built environment, identify potential risks and its mitigation measures, gap analysis of installed systems with current code requirements, verify installed system performance. There is no use of a system if the system does not work when it is required to function. Full life cycle of the system from a sustainability perspective. Move on to this, safety audit, a little bit brief methodology. I will not go into the detail of each and every item, just the signposting listing, document review. A building which was constructed 10-15 years back, the owner is obliged to maintain the documents. We face a difficulty for a building which is constructed 30 years back, documents are not there. So here is a challenge for the building owner as well as the authority. And of course, the other stakeholders like the fire contractor or the consultant or us as the house of expertise. Built environment verification, it's a very basic steps. Standalone testing of the systems, performance testing, integrated interface inspection, gap analysis, code compliance. Now the challenge comes that my building was constructed 30 years back. What do I do? The provision of 2018 codes cannot be applied. This discussion comes between the building owner and the authority and us as the industry experts to facilitate. And this is to be very seriously taken forward. Report preparation, presentation to the client. Here you can see, this is something interesting, that the civil defense and all the house of expertise, Beit al-Khabra, they were advised by civil defense that you have to make sure that systems performance is recorded and presented to us so that when civil defense inspectors go, they know what is compliant and what is not compliant. So this format has been agreed in multiple discussions and which gives the information about the health of the fire protection system. So, all right, if it is not there, so this, one of them, you can see the fire pump and comment will probably was there, but anyway, no problem. The fire pump, overall, we will see two of them, the blue ones are compliant and the red one is non-compliant. Non-compliant was very simple. There was no issue. The label was not there, identification label, which is a mandate from civil defense that have the label on the fire protection system. So that fire department, firefighter, engineer or inspector goes and he sees that, what is the purpose of that. The next one is the FACP. There has been some issues, the red ones, so these issues were to be sorted out. So we cannot leave a building unattended. So it is a responsibility, cumulative responsibility of the building owner as well as those stakeholders involved in this, including the authority. Fire stopping, you can see we have observed that for old buildings, there was no mandate before the code, so the fire stopping has been done by normal PU foam, which is highly combustible. The fire door was without a label. Next, the facade system, which has been a great push after the 2015 fire in Address Boulevard. So the facade and fire stopping have been taken care very carefully. There is no insulation. I will not mention what is the project. This identity is to be kept confidential. Next one, the safety audits impact on sustainability. We need to ensure that increased system efficiency and longevity. How will it come? Answer will be inspection and safety audits. Performance, productivity, reliability, reducing cost and waste. This is one thing I gave an example, the tissue paper. If you need 2 tissue papers, don't take 10. Very simple. Here, it applies everywhere. So moving on, concluding remarks, safety audits are essential for system performance, longevity, and sustainability. The Decree 213 of 27 is a great initiative which has been formalized in 2017, but it took a little bit time. It was implemented in 2020, 2021. Let's work together towards safety and sustainability. The fact is, we are all responsible for life safety, property protection, and preserving the built environment.